Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Jeff Yannick. I'm the host of the show, which currently doesn't have a name right now. But just kind of give you an idea. This show kind of goes over news about games and mainly games lately, technology, music, movies, television, just all kinds of media-based stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Also, if I look kind of crappy tonight, please excuse my appearance. I work full time, which 40 plus hours. I go to school more than full time. I also do all the stuff on the side. So tonight, not only did I write a script, I had to write a paper, and on top of it, I'm going to bring you some pre and day one of GDC conference, what stands for Game Developers Conference. Bringing it to you guys. I thought it was important that we can get a quick overview. You guys have been saying lately on the comments and posts that I do a good job of bringing the information to you guys. It's smart, it's educated, etc., etc. So I figured, I'll give you guys a treat, try some more stuff out. If you guys like this video, please subscribe to me, or you can tell that I have mad dedication if I'm staying up all night to do this stuff. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe to me, fantastic, all of it works. But let's get on to the main reason why you're here, and I probably already wasted about a minute and a half of your life. Okay, so pre-GDC. Some really cool things that came out the day before, or a couple days before. Killzone 3 just came out. Well, the kind of cool thing about that is, too, there was an actually independent feature film, not feature film, almost like a 5-minute length feature-esque film made about Killzone. And it's actually quite good. It's amazing in terms of quality of production, CGI. I mean, it's pretty much seamless. I'm currently a film student, so seeing this stuff kind of go hand by hand is quite amazing, and just see the depth and quality. And everyone I've showed in my classes were just shocked at the quality of this. If these guys don't get picked up by a production company or by Sony to actually do a project, I'll be blown away, because this is the stuff that wins film festivals and does all kinds of other amazing things. So if you guys get the time, check that video. It's really good. Definitely suggest to go do it. Fantastic. Also, a couple days before this event at GDC, Microsoft held their own. It was like Microsoft event or game day or something like that, where they showed off some, their whole pretty much lineup of games. Some point out was the Gun Stringer. It's the game made by the Twisted Pixel guys, where you use the Kinect to aim your marionette with one and then shoot with the other. So it's kind of like you're controlling a marionette and then controlling his gun. It's kind of like a game on wheels, or like a roller coaster track game, but with more control. It looks pretty cool. Child of Eden was there. I guess it's working a lot better with Kinect support. I don't know. I didn't personally play it, so that's just what I've heard from other reporters and podcasts and things like that. So it's looking pretty good. Also, the Muppet game, another Kinect game, looks pretty crazy, and I've heard it actually is coming along quite decently, which is somewhat shocking and, I don't know, just different, you know what I mean? Some other real quick big things to hit on that weren't GDC is on Tuesday, which was, yesterday before pre-GDC. PSN released what is their new lineup, and so did Xbox. Two notable thing is, what's the game? Beyond Good and Evil HD came on Xbox Live. I currently without an Xbox, or I would have downloaded it already. Amazing game when it came out. Please download it, because basically this is Ubisoft's way of saying, hey, if you download this game, we'll make the second one. And the second one, if you haven't seen it yet, type in Beyond Good and Evil 2 trailer into YouTube, and you'll see what ends up coming up. But download that game. It's a great game. It brings up a lot of elements of fantastic gaming. It's all like Zelda, so if you like Zelda, that's an if. If you have PlayStation Network, Pixeljunk Shooter 2 came out. It's very much a direct sequel from the first one. Great game. There's also some other cool stuff on there. PlayStation Plus support. I don't want to go too much detail, but those are the big hit games pretty much for the most part. Alright, so let's just move on to, one last thing before GDC. iPad 2 was released. Well, not released. Announced. Sorry about that. So, it was announced and pretty much talked about. So the iPad 2, the biggest things about it is it's going to have the new A5 dual-core processor that Apple makes. That's their special core processor. So I guess it will produce games remarkably better on it. It's also going to have a front and backwards facing camera. It's going to have speakers on the bottom behind, like a little grill system. If you've seen leaked pictures for like a case or something for the iPad 2. That's actually what the speakers are. It's about 1/3 thinner, and it has like this cool magnetic top case that folds over to be a stand and a case at the same time. So it looks pretty cool. So check that out. iPad 2. It's at apple.com. You've probably seen it already, but just kind of give some shout outs about it. So GDC. So what are some of the major things that are happening at GDC? One of the first things is, since a game developers conference, they have what is called the Independent Game Awards, which pretty much goes through students, other non-big publishing games, indie games, and it puts them in different categories and gives them awards and all this money to go make future better games, or to get some recognition to maybe get picked up by a publisher. So all the finalists and winners of that have been announced. Not to spoil anything, I think Minecraft won like 2 of them, and the rest are not no names, but smaller names. So go check that out. If you just type in Independent Games Festival or Award Show in Google, you'll pop up the main website, and they'll give you the whole list. That's really cool, crazy games. So let's actually get to the games part of it. So first thing let's talk about is Nintendo. Nintendo actually had a conference day one that announced some stuff. I believe it was Miyamoto on the stage that was talking about it. So there is a reason now to get a 3DS, and it's called Super Mario. So they announced it. It's official. Super Mario, not the one you guys are thinking about, is coming to 3DS. So it's going to be a 3D-based Mario game, completely made from the ground up for the system. All they showed was 4 screens and the logo. And the logo had like a little raccoon tail, which means that they might be bringing back some of those classic suits from Super Mario Bros. 3. Who wouldn't want that? Exactly. Everyone wants that. So it sounds amazing. Also, some other stuff they showed off was Skyward Sword, the new Zelda game, a trailer of it. Don't get me wrong, it looks better than Waggle support, but not as good as Move support. But at the same time, I'm excited for it because it's a Zelda game, and it looks like it could actually be fun. It's being made by people that actually know what they're doing with the series. So if I were you, I would say don't be afraid. Just let them do what they want from it. But it looks good. Check out the trailer. One last thing I'd probably point out that's kind of notable. Netflix coming to 3DS. Well, streaming anyways. Now you're probably thinking, oh my god, I can watch movies. 3D movies on my 3GS. No. So right now, what it seems like they're going to do is they're going to do trailers, they're going to do clips, might do TV shows in 3D, but it doesn't sound like they're actually going to be 3D movie streaming. So, I mean, it's kind of a step in the right direction. I mean, should we really care? Only if you really don't have a major platform or you don't have a way of getting Netflix. But I mean, it's kind of cool on the go. But it does require a Wi-Fi hotspot, which they also announced that they're going to be working with AT&T to connect to one of their 10,000 Wi-Fi hotspots for free at their location, which also includes their 2,000 Starbucks. So, I mean, if you have a Starbucks near you and you want to get some online gaming, that's a good way with 3DS. Which just recently came out in Japan and sold out, by the way. But that's neither here nor there. Next thing to talk about, I want to kind of change subjects, is I earlier talked about the Muppets game coming on and Connect that's made by Double Fine. Double Fine announced their new game, and it seems to be this mech-based game, but it kind of has a feel and style of what was their guitar. I don't want to call it a Guitar Hero game. And you guys are probably going to say, oh, it's this game, you moron. But the game they came out with that had to do with the heavy metal guys shredding, but it had that kind of sense of style, but it's a mech-esque game that you customize and play with a bunch of people online. So it seemed really kind of cool on what to expect in that and what it seemed like. So really some good stuff to look forward to. Really interesting on top of it too. Kind of, again, jumping, other things. Unreal. Now, my biggest thing was Unreal 3 engine. It gets played out everywhere. We see probably about 60-70% of all the games being made nowadays. When will that be over? Well, today might be that day, or at least relatively soon. What they released was the new Unreal 3 engine. The thing is, I'm kind of confused if it's Unreal 3 update or it's an Unreal 4 engine, because what it looks like right here is something to be completely new engine. But as you're checking on the screenshots, you can see it looks so much different than Unreal 3. So I've heard it's an update. I heard it's a brand new engine. I don't know. All I know is they're saying this is going to be next generation's equivalent of games. But my biggest thing is I want games like that now. So I'm really excited to, if that is part of an Unreal 3 engine, maybe towards the end of the PS3's lifetime, we'll be seeing graphics like this. At Xbox 360, probably not so much, because a lot of people said it's pretty much worked out. That's why Kinect's a big deal to them. They're trying to bring out the longevity, but I'm not going to go here or there about that. But it looks amazing, and if that's the stuff we're looking forward to, I am just astonished and so happy to see that kind of stuff coming up. Just real quick, some PlayStation news. NGP, they actually showed off some augmented reality stuff. They showed off the NGP doing what looked like, it was an Ape Escape box, like a game box, and they put it on the ground, and they took a picture of it, and they used that as a center mass, and they had one of their little monkeys pop out of it and do animations on top of it for some augmented reality stuff with the new NGP. Another thing they did was they actually had a 3 rendering Tyrannosaurus Rex, or equivalent of that same creature, huge scale rendering. So what they did was they started down on the ground floor, and they moved it up, and you could see this huge T-Rex in the screen of this little NGP. So it looks like this huge thing you're seeing underneath this, the screen of the NGP. So it looks kind of crazy, and the augmented reality stuff does look well. That's the only thing they announced that was kind of big. They also announced that the new Infamous game, Infamous 2, if you guys haven't played or checked it out, please check it out. It's a great game. It's quite fantastic. I think it even might be in my background. I think it's right here. Anyways, Infamous, great game. Anyways, Infamous 2 is going to have a create your own section of the game. Now, I know you're thinking, what? It's going to be garbage. Looks like it's going to be crap. But to be honest, after checking out the trailers and hearing the developer interviews, it looks really educated. It looks smart. It looks like they're approaching in a new way that will fundamentally, I don't say change, but add a lot of depth and life to your game. So they kind of seems like they took a page from one of their brother and sister companies with the Little Big Planet Studios and said, hey, let's try that. And it looks pretty good. You can customize everything from the type of mission it's going to be, to the environment, what's happening in it, everything from platforming to defense, to offense, to execution, to like escorting. So I mean, just different mission types. So it looks really interesting. And if you're an Infamous fan, it looks good. And that game's supposed to be coming out June 7th, so right before E3. So that's some cool stuff they're announcing now that, no one ever thought would be in the game. But for right now, that pretty much does it, everything for the night, guys. So that pretty much does it, everything for the night, guys. I mean, I don't want to go into other crazy little minor details, but that was some of the major things. If any other crazy stuff happens, day 2, I'm going to put it up on that way you guys could check it out. Again, if it's not the best information, I'm sorry. But I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's all the good stuff that matters for this last, 4 or 5 days anyways. You guys can, please follow me on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to me if you can. Or follow me on Twitter. It's Jyms, JYMS_ on Twitter. If you guys see it, you'll see a logo of a J and a Y in a square box. That's my Twitter account for this whole website, YouTube thing. So follow me on that. Subscribe to me. It really helped me out. As you guys could tell, it is 5 o'clock a.m. the morning, Thursday, which depending if you watch this later doesn't matter. But you could guys see the dedication that I'm applying to this kind of stuff, and so it'd really be appreciative. But thanks guys so much. Enjoy the video, and I look forward to seeing you guys online. Peace.